Welcome to our Look at Clermont celebration. To start us off tonight, well, first I should say I'm Margaret Jenkins with Ohio State University Extension, and Kelly Royalty's down here, our 4-H educator, and Krista Bradley. There's Krista over here with OSU Extension, and then over here we have Dean Soika. Oh, right. Come on. And Glenda Mack from OSU. I'm sorry. UC Clermont. So, Dean Soika.
Thank you. At Clermont Dean, I just tweeted at Prezono, that ever since you visited his campus, Elliot Stockton wears bow ties. President Ono has 30,000 followers. And so your name is there now. So you better wear those bow ties all the time. So come and check up on you. It's my pleasure to be here today. I wanted to recognize another individual who's fully supportive of this program, Mr. Ed Humphrey, who's one of our county commissioners. Ed, thank you for your support. And Margaret, I don't know how many other folks, if they're here, but there's an advisory committee, Rita Ferguson, Nick Fusco, Tom Mantell, and you mentioned Glenda, Kelly, myself, sponsors, League of Women Voters, and Nick and Tom Mantell. So there's a saying, it takes an entire community to raise a child, and I think it takes an entire community here to develop leaders for the future. So this is a great partnership that we have, our college with OSU Extension. We actually, Margaret and myself, were in the adult version of this leadership program. Well, most of the time it was adults. And that was our project, to continue this program somehow when the organization that sponsored it basically went out of existence. So it's been fun to work together with this. And again, it's a great partnership. I need your assistance, and since this is the OSU Extension, I was trying a few things here, but tomorrow night I need to talk at a UC Clermont graduation celebration in Loveland at the Oasis, and then Saturday afternoon graduation downtown in Clinton. And since we have a partnership with the OSU Extension, I want to tell an animal joke tomorrow evening. So I asked some of our PTA students about some of the jokes, and they were telling me jokes about, what do you call a deer with no eyes? What do you call a deer with no legs? I have to steer away from that as far as possible. One I considered is, what did the Pink Panther say when he stepped on an ant? Does anybody know the Pink Panther? It ant. And so I'm not going to tell that one either. Am I making wise choices so far? Yes. But the one I'm going to tell is, why do horses always look so healthy? It's the stable diet. Is that one okay? Yeah. All right, thank you. Congratulations on your accomplishments. And before I leave, will all the parents and all the other community support people please stand? Stand up. Students, let's thank them for their support. Thank you all. Congratulations. Good luck. And I have applications to UC Clermont available for them, as well as our latest scholarship program. If you'd like to see me after this event.
The two major parts of the Look at Clermont program are leadership and community. And we teach those throughout the days at our theme days. They're held throughout the county. We know that the students already have high school experience doing volunteer work, so we try to help them move beyond that, to give them a different experience. So we have them do community projects that are self-directed, that go all the way from the brainstorming phase to the evaluation phase. Our parameters are these. It has to happen in the county. It needs to meet a demonstrated need. It has to be accomplished within the school year. And we give them just a whopping $100 budget, right? So anything that they need beyond that to execute their idea, they need to either be able to get donations for, or they need to be able to raise that money in some way. So if you and I were talking about what we had done in a project like this, we'd highlight only the things that went well. But what I've asked the students to do is to give you a really broad idea of everything that's happened this year. So they're going to talk about their original idea, what their challenges were, what they have accomplished, and what the future holds for their idea and for the projects that they worked on. So without further ado, we'll go straight into the project presentations. The Sky High Gardens. The team members are Allison Flanagan, Alex Grooms, Austin Horn, Kyle Jones, Devin Lawley, Dana Little, Giovanni Ricci, and Brittany Williams. This year we also had senior mentors, and they are Abby Pritchard and Corey Woodchuck. Not everybody can be here tonight for the presentation, but everybody was involved in some way, and then this group is going to actually deliver the presentation to you.
Hi, we're Sky High Gardens. I'm Devin, this is Allison, Dana, Brittany, and Abby.
Our purpose was to give back to the elderly in Clermont County. We wanted to make gardening accessible for elderly that were in nursing homes and who were currently unable to do basic gardening. We wanted the gardens to be wheelchair accessible to be able to accommodate all patients. Our purpose was to allow elderly in nursing homes to gain the numerous mental and physical benefits that gardening provides. Some of these mental and physical health benefits are improved mobility, strength, and endurance. It also promotes improvement of motor skills, it improves mood, and decreases the chance of depression. It also provides the patients a feeling of self-accomplishment.
We outlined a plan in the beginning, which set what we hoped to have accomplished by certain dates. First, we went to Lowe's Hardware to get all the material that we did not get donated. The material that we did get donated was wood, soil, and flowers. Then we began the planning and construction of the raised gardens. Next, we sanded down the wood and spray painted them. We continued to build the gardens and added all the finishing details and delivered the gardens to Loveland Healthcare Center this morning. In May, we plan to plant the flowers and herbs and have a ceremony with the residents in which they'll help plant.
We had lots of challenges doing this entire process. Several of them were planning around everyone's schedule. As you can see, not all of us can make it to everything every time. In experience, we had to figure things out as we went along, especially in constructing the gardens. So we relied on experience from trusted adults. The weather forced us to work around like when we could plant, when we all could meet, and when we all could build. And traveling, we were spread out across the county, and so we had to take that into consideration when we were planning everything out. And this is the outcome. The gardens were delivered this morning with soil painted and constructed nicely. The future. We plan on continuing our mission to provide accessible gardens for the elderly by building and installing the gardens this summer at Eastgate Care Spring, with all the supplies for the gardens being donated by Louisa Feed and Seed. The rest of our raised money will go to the Care Center as a fund to replenish and repair the gardens for years to come. and then Tigers in Service volunteer group from Loveland High School will regularly maintain the gardens.
What we learned is that throughout this process, our time at Look to Clermont, we have learned many valuable lessons that we will use in the future. We learned that communication is extremely important in situations of these. Without communicating effectively, we would have never been able to get everything done. We also learned that we need to be involved in our communities as much as possible. It feels good to be able to help those out in need. During our time with the Look to Clermont advisors, we have learned how important leadership can be, especially in a group setting. You have to make sure that everyone is on the same page.
Our community service group relied heavily on the support from local businesses, families, and friends. The businesses were offered an opportunity to have their company name placed on a banner above the gardens as an advertisement for a money donation or for donation of supplies. Individuals who donated were given the opportunity to have the gardens named in memory of a past loved one. We were given much support from the community, which ultimately led to the success of our group. This is a proof of our banner that will be placed above the gardens at Loveland Healthcare Center. The generous businesses that helped out our group were Look to Clermont, General Data Company, Loveland Hardware Store, Tigers in Service, and Ellison Gardens. The gardens at Loveland Healthcare Center are in loving memory of Harriet Franz, Brenda Horn, and Bonnie Ellen Little. The total money that we raised was $550 in donations, and we had all the wood, flowers, and soils donated for our gardens. We greatly appreciate all the support we were given from the community. Our project greatly relied on the support, and without it, we would not have been able to succeed. At this time, we would personally like to thank the Ricci family for allowing us to use their home to build our gardens, as well as for their constant support and advice. We would also like to thank the Look to Clermont program and the advisors for providing us this wonderful opportunity to make a difference in the community and to build friendships with other students who share the same drive and passion to make a difference in the community. We would also like to thank the advisors for constantly supporting our group and for pushing us to reach our maximum potential. We all look forward to implementing our new leadership tactics that we have learned into all of our future endeavors.
Our second project team is Tech Time, and that project team is Victoria Banks, Shannon Harwell, Gabrielle Cook, Audrey Filer, Michaela Hamilton, Haley Kildor, and Taylor Newman. The senior mentors are Jessica Pelfrey and Nathan Bergson.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and this is Shannon, Tori, Nathan, and Jessica, and we're with the Tech Talk group. Our original idea was to create a sort of carnival for children that live in the hospital permanently, like with certain conditions, so that we can like bring them some joy. And that didn't work because the requirements for the project were that it had to be in Clermont County, and there weren't any hospitals like that were actually in Clermont County. So we switched our idea to our Tech Talk idea, which basically provides a sort of class for the elderly senior citizens to learn how to use technology. And at first, we were going to do like tablets, but then we switched to iPhones because we thought that it would be an easier target. And we had an original location plan for the 4-H hall, but that ended up not working, so we switched locations throughout this process. And we also, with the location switch, we switched the date that the actual presentation was going to occur. And most of the changes were just readjustments to the challenges that we were facing along the way.
A lot of the challenges that we dealt with were based on the dates not working. And the dates weren't working mostly because we realized that the advertising wasn't working. We had issues with advertising. So no one RSVP'd for our original date, which was April 5th. So we had to cancel that date. And another challenge that we faced was all getting together as a group to work on this project. So there's a lot of scheduling issues, and there was issues with communication and holding each other accountable and filling each other in on what we were finishing with the project. Our accomplishments were that we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the importance of communication, teamwork, and marketing. On Tuesday, we taught Margaret how to FaceTime, take a selfie, and conserve her battery life on her iPad, and this was a trial run for what we plan in the future.
For our future, we plan on holding a more of a one-on-one workshop as we feel it would be easier for people to learn and for us to teach them more hands-on. And it'll broaden like how we teach. We will use these leadership skills to apply into everyday life. For example, our communication. You know, this helps a lot of us broaden our communication. And we will also use better planning skills, I think, for all of us. So, yeah. Thank you. We'd like to thank Glenda Neff and Margaret and Kelly and Krista, our wonderful Look to Clermont ladies. We'd also like to thank Union Township Center and Senior Services for having us hold what was supposed to be our long week in our class, for helping us get a location. And we'd like to thank our amazing parents for being there along the way and supporting us, as well as the OSU Extension and UC Clermont.
Our final group tonight is the mini golf group, and the members are Hayden Dennison, Spencer Dorhout, Nathan Francis, Elena McDonald, Elliot Stein. The senior mentors are AJ Cardarelli, Joseph Francis, and Bailey Schultz.
Okay, we are a mini golf group, and our project was to take and renovate the miniature golf course up at East Fork Campground. And last year, the seniors started this project by tearing up the carpet and trying to reapply it, but they did not realize how involved of a project this truly was.
We didn't quite realize how involved it was either until we began starting. Ran into several types of challenges. The major challenge was getting money to buy the wood and money to buy the carpet and paint. We managed to solve some of these challenges by soliciting donations, and especially we managed to solicit money donations from several organizations that have donated to us after seeing us work in the golf park.
Additionally, some more challenges for just communication. But just communication, just as all the other groups said, just trying to work together and collaborate and be able to meet. Just being able to meet and talk about what we want to do is probably the hardest thing. And then skill sets additionally, because we had to cut wood, and none of us are carpenters, so we had to find someone that knew how to cut wood and kind of kill themselves. So basically, the first time we went out there, we just wanted to kind of figure out what we were doing and try to see what needed to be done. And we realized that a lot of the wood had just rotten out, and we needed to replace a lot, and that was going to cost a lot of money. And so the financial challenge definitely came to play here. But we were able to get multiple donations, like you said, and we'll be able to talk about who donated here in a minute. And we were able to go to Home Depot and get several $100s worth of wood and able to replace all the pieces of plywood that we needed to. And basically we went out on the weekend and spent a couple hours just re-tacked the whole course, tore up all the bad wood that was waterlogged, got rid of it, and so now the course right now is all the wood's been tacked down, and we're hopefully going to be able to finish here soon.
So what we have to do from now, we have to put carpet, well, we have to stain the wood so that it will last a while. Then we have to put the carpet down and the borders around that. And we also have to fix the fence and put some plants into the middle ring of the park or the course, because there's something there that's full of weeds and we take all that out. So we're just going to put some stuff in there.
So now I'd like to thank the many individuals and organizations that have helped us out here. The Beachmont Home Depot donated over $300 worth of wood and other materials for us. The Ohio State University Extension Office gave us the original $200 we needed to start this project. Miss Gigi Neal and the OSU Extension Master Gardeners Club, they donated a lot of volunteer work and gardening expertise along with the flowers we would need. The Friends of East Fork donated $1,700 for the completion of this project. Mr. Chad Smith from the East Fork Park, just for general help in that area. Porter Paints for $100 worth of paint and other materials we needed. And for the many volunteers without which we could not have completed this project.
There was one volunteer in particular, who was Elliot's dad, Mr. Stockton, who's sitting right there. He came out many years ago, and he did Thank you, Mr. Stockton.
And then additionally, Linda asked me to speak about the Friends group from East Fork that donated $1,700. We were out there just 2 weekends ago, and we were working, and a woman comes up to us and just kind of asked what we were doing there, and we described the project to us, and she told us that they had a meeting that following day to talk about the financial, what they wanted to spend the money on. And we just told them what we were looking for, and she sent Linda an email the following day saying that they were going to give us $1,700 to complete the project, and that basically covers everything that we need to complete this project. So it was an awesome, awesome donation from them, and that's probably one of the biggest donations we got. So I just wanted to thank them specifically. Oh, I'm supposed to talk about animals. We got there, and we're taking up wood, and there's wasps everywhere. Elena's screaming, running. And additionally, there were some small mammals that we encountered. And then there was a snake and some eggs. And there was lots of insect repellent that they had buried under the courses, which was very interesting because there were these little canisters of spray everywhere. It was kind of scary. That's our project.
As you can tell, each project does have its ups and downs, but I do think that, especially when Ellie was talking about the Friends of East Fork, part of what's just an amazing thing about the students starting to work on the project is that when they do that, frequently other people see what they're doing and they're so interested because it's a group of high school students who are doing something that looks well beyond maybe what they should be doing, so they want to make sure there's an adult there. But more than that, they're just so intrigued by the fact that our students are out in the community and are involved and are making a difference. And so when the Friends of East Fork saw that, they said, we know you have a limited amount of money, but we think that we can help you out and we want to make this work. So that has been a project that's been in the works for 2 years, and I can tell you that the East Fork Park Manager is going to be so happy when they can open that up and people can start to enjoy it again. So let's give another round of applause for all of them. Now I'd like to have Margaret and Kelly will start into the commencement part of this.
Okay, first we'd like to recognize our juniors. And if you would, when we call your name, if you would come on up. That's great. And grab a little as a student. All right, here we go. Let's start with Victoria Banks from Bethel Tate. Cook Felicity. Hayden Dennison. Goshen District. Spencer Dorhort from Milford District. Audrey Eiler from New Richmond. Allison Flanagan, Glen Estee. Nathan Francis, CNE District. Alex Grooms, New Richmond. Kayla Hamilton Felicity. Austin Horn, Williamsburg. Elizabeth Kyle Jones, CNE. Haley Kilgore, Batavia. Devin Lay. Dana Little, Williamsburg. Alina McDonald, Amelia. Taylor Newcomb, Batavia. Giovanni Ritchie, Loveland. Allie Stockton, Amelia. And Brittany Williams, Glen Estee. It was great to see this group work. As you can see from their projects, they definitely picked up some experience in project-based learning. Do we have a way to put them together for pictures for all of you so you can see all the faces, or is it working for you? Come on, you don't do this. Organization. Right, here we go. Photo.
I think Spencer.
Someone to move? Okay. All right. Now we have our senior members. And when I call you, come on up. And Kelly will present you for us. We have A.J. Cardinelli from Amelia. And I'm going to announce also where they might be heading next year. And we had a little discussion earlier today because I had two things written down. I had UC and I had OSU written down. And from what I'm hearing, we might have made a decision that we might be heading to UC. Next, we have Nathan Brinson from CNE. And I believe Nathan is headed next year to OU. Joseph Francis, CNE District. I think I have my notes right. Joseph is headed to UC. Jessica, Abby Pritchard, CNE. I believe she's headed to Marshall. Bailey Schultz. Batavia. And she's headed south to UK. Corey Woodward, Milford District. You saw Corey in the back manning a camera, and he's heading over to Cincinnati State. As you squish together so a photo can be taken, would you do me a favor and would you just tell them all, starting with Corey over there, kind of what you're thinking at this point of what they might be majoring in as they move on.
Okay, I'm planning on majoring in maybe audio visual or electronic media so I can do more video stuff.
I'm planning on majoring in communications and probably focusing in journalism.
I am majoring in sports broadcasting. I am double majoring in international business and marketing.
I'm majoring in electrical engineering and business.
You said electrical engineering. What was the other one? Business.
I am majoring in computer science. I've been accepted in mechanical engineering, but I'll probably be majoring in computer software engineering. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to switch.
Okay, photo time. Commencement, where the individuals have had, students have had the experiences and practices with leadership, and they'll be going forward to carry them out in their next stage of life. Juniors, we have returning next year right now to be senior mentors of the class you just saw, about 10 or 11 individuals that would like to come back next year and enroll in the senior program as senior mentors or senior leaders. And we're welcome to take more on. We enjoy this greatly. You heard where the seniors are going on their way to their beginning, to OU, Marshall, the UK, Cincinnati State, South, North. We don't have anybody going north, do we? Oh, okay. Our parents here, you're having a transitioning role, some of you, with your individuals either moving to be seniors in high school next year or moving on, helping them out as they begin a journey toward the next stage of their life. The Look to Clermont program. We, as you saw earlier, Kelly and I and Glenda enjoy collecting the evaluations and reading them. The evaluations suggest from this past year from the young individuals that we should continue doing most of the same programs, most of the same types of experiences next year. So we will be guided by those suggestions. We hope to continue expanding into the community with, you saw the service projects, to continue that phase and work with that. One thing we also would like to do is we'd like to, in the future, have some of the leadership skills that the individuals have them practice them back at their home schools. So when they go back there, we'd like to make a little stronger connection there. The partnership with UC and OSU, it's been a great partnership. Dean Soika, Glenda, and our staff, we've enjoyed working together, and we think it's been a strength to the community and strengthens the community for individuals to see us partnering. We have some colors in common, so that's a good piece. Callie, I'm going to let you tell them about your future.
All right. So seniors, I will go ahead and start with you. I'd like to wish you the best of luck as you go out and accomplish bigger and better things than what you've already done in the last couple of years that you've been with us. And then juniors, I actually have some opportunities for you. Some of them have already been presented, but I would like to invite you to continue practicing your leadership skills over the summer. And one of those opportunities is Southwest Ohio Leadership Camp. We will be hosting this camp in June. It'll be the 23rd through the 26th. So if you were interested, give me a call, you know our number. And then there's also an opportunity for you to travel to Washington, D.C. to practice your leadership skills. It's an opportunity called Citizenship Washington Focus. It's a week-long trip where you actually get to go, you meet with a congressman, you take different tours, so it's a really fantastic opportunity for you to get out there and experience not only the citizenship portion, but practice your leadership skills. And then lastly, Hayden is actually representing us at Ohio State Leadership Camp this summer. So, Hayden, if you want to give everyone a wave. So, something to keep in mind for next summer if you're interested in doing that, another opportunity available for you. So, I want to wish you all the best of luck, and it's been a pleasure over the last 2 years getting to know our seniors, and I look forward to working with our juniors next year. I guess that's me.
Thank you all again, also for letting the adults for sharing your students with us. As I said earlier, we enjoy them. At the end of every session, we actually sit around for about an hour and share the stories of the day. And it's just so enjoyable. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. And if you know any individuals that would be interested, or companies or businesses helping to support the program into the future, we gladly will accept those types of support in the future. So, or if any of you would like to get involved as an adult to work with us in the future, that'd be great. Everyone have a safe trip home, and seniors, let us know how it goes as you move on to the next stage. And juniors, we'll see many of you back next year. So thank you.